Hey, what's going on, guys and gals? So I just wanted to make a quick video to get the word out on this new event building that we have from, what's it called? The Eco Warrior event, I guess, something like that. The Tree Warrior, the Caravan, Derp. Okay, the Caravan. Yeah. So the Caravan, there's two significant items in it that you can get, right? The first being the Orchid of Orange Streams. If you guys haven't figured it out yet, this is definitely one to get. All right, it's a 5x5, no road. You guys know the way I feel about the 5x5 buildings. If you watched my other video, the one on the tier list for great buildings. All right, I'll link that one in the description. So this one has at Titan, it has 200 defense for attacking units for battlegrounds, which is obviously very needed. The rest of them aren't so hot, but there is one that is hot, and that is red attack and defense, and blue attack and defense, both stats, or I should say all four stats for QI. So that right there is boom. Okay. Essentially that is plus 20 for, if you add it all together, for QI, which is right now extremely rare. Okay, maybe this time next year, plus 5 attack defense for both blue and red won't be so hot, but as of today, August 2024, it's pretty important. Okay, so, and to get it, it's pretty easy. All you gotta do is do the little merge event, right? By adding a bunch of these little doohickeys together. Okay. Now, the other, I guess you could say the main event building for this thing is, what's it called here? The Eco Castle? The Eco Sanctum, right? Alright, so this is the one where most folks are struggling with, right? What is the Eco Sanctum and what does it do? The Eco Sanctum is a huge bonus, almost 90,000 to happiness, right? Which right now, a lot of folks are running low on happiness. I think it was just one guy, we were talking on Discord the other day, who said that all of his people were in rebellion or something like that, right? So, for some people, this is an important stat because it helps with world ranking. And you also need it, to complete certain quests, right? So what does this thing really do? Well, first of all, it gives plus 30 to random next stage units, which if you're not in Titan, that's super hot. Okay, 145 forge points, 215 next stage goods, and in my opinion, the big draw is 4 fragments of the Earth Guardian, right? That's one of the other nice buildings from this event right now. Find one in my city. Yeah, that's it right there. No, that's not it. Yeah, that's it. The green garden market thing, right? Which is plus 75 attack and defense as ascended, and plus 50 as regular, right? Plus a whole load of happiness and blue stats for GE. Okay, that's hot. That's good. That's definitely something you want in your city. That right there is a direct replacement to these two guys here. The Winner's Plazas from, that was in game for a very long time. Okay, you want to replace these. These are definitely dated. They're only plus, what is it? Plus 15, plus 16. Yeah, plus 16 red attack, where these, are more than 5 times the amount, right? For both stats. So you definitely want these in your city. Now, what else does this thing do? It gives you plus 3% forge points collections, right? That is essentially, that's awesome. Okay, that's kind of another way of kind of boosting your own arc. Okay, which, as you guys already know from the other video, the arc is in a class all of its own because nothing can do what the Archon does, and that's what makes it an S tier building. Now, what does this building lack? The elephant in the room, it lacks red stats, right? Which is what everybody's after. There's no red stats on this building. It gives fragments for a red stat building, you know, the market garden thing, but it doesn't have any itself. So before we dismiss this thing outright as bad, we got to think to ourselves, what do we have that this thing could replace? And after some research, and if you've looked at my tabs here, you will come upon the Himeji Castle. Now, the Himeji Castle is obviously something that most people have. It gives rewards. You know, it's a beautiful building, a great building rather. You know, I want to live there. I want to visit there. I want to, you know, hang out at the Himeji Castle. You know. So what does the Himeji Castle do? All right. Other than being really cool eye candy, let's find its rewards. There it is. Okay, so the rewards for it on fandom, you see them right here, right? It gives you basically a base 5% chance to get 10 goods, 25 goods, or not a 5% chance, but times 5, so 50 goods, 125 goods, 250 goods, or 500 goods. All right. Or the same thing pretty much for forge points, right? At 10, 50, and 20, and 200. Well, a little chance for diamonds, 50, which I don't think I've ever seen, and rogues, right? It also gives you the Spoils of War kit. Let's take a better look at that in game. No. Okay. So in game, do we have one of those? Yeah, we do. Okay. Spoils of War. What does it do? It gives you fodder for your this thingy up here, the antiques dealer, stuff that you can sell to the antiques dealer in the rogue hideout and the rogue hideout shrink kit, and 20 rogues. So at this point, you know, the number of rogues that you should have in your city or available to you is definitely in the thousands, right? If you've been around a while. So in other words, do you need a Spoils of War? No. No, guys. This is dated. This is definitely dated. So when we stack this comparatively to the Eco Sanctum, right? The top level Eco Sanctum, what are we getting here? We are getting a better building with the Eco Sanctum because we get both the forge points, we get the goods, and we get the units, and we get the chance to get the market thing, and we get 20 fragments of a special production, right? So 25% chance to get, what is it, 28 of the finished special production. So that's really 7, right? Because that we can count on per day, right? Because it's 25% of 28 is 7. And for the other one, 4 fragments of the Earth Guardian, that's 75%, so that's really 3. So daily, if you do the math out over a long period of time, that ends up being 3 of the fragments for the Guardian and 7 fragments of the finished special production per day. All right, so the 30 units, the goods that you get, plus the forge points that you get, and the 3% on top of all of your city collection, that's good, right? So 3% of a city collection, let's say that you collect 5,000 forge points per day, right, from your city. Some would have more, some would have less. Let's say 4,000, right? So 3% of 4,000 is what? That's 120 forge points. So you could basically say that this thing is 265 forge points per day. Hit that thing with a blue galaxy, and you're talking over 500 forge points a day. So this outperforms the Himeji Castle 75 ways to Sunday, right? Same size, a 6x6. The Himeji Castle, where are you, baby? Oh, perp. Himeji Castle is a 6x6, right? let's just verify here so I can pull it up. Yeah, a 6x6 is the Himeji Castle. Okay, it was good during its time in Virtual Future, right? But now in 2024, well, when was Virtual Future? Virtual Future was, let's see, Oceanic was 2016, end of 2016, so that means that Virtual Future was 2018. So a 6-year-old building, right? What is all this leading to, guys? This is leading to that the Eco Sanctum, the top version of it, rather, you know, the one with the golden upgrade, which you should be getting from the event, is worth replacing. So there you go. You can replace your Himeji Castle with your Eco Sanctum for this event. All right. Any questions, comments, concerns? Hit me up in game or on the comments, and we'll go from there. Have a good one.